Hey, what's going on, Franklin team members? Welcome to the team. I'm Cedric.
And I'm Tiffany.
And we're here on behalf of Franklin Sports to help you to take your Dual Hoops Rebound Pro basketball arcade from this
to this. Cedric and I will guide you through the setup process and provide you with some pro tips along the way.
Before we begin, check your part list and be sure everything is accounted for. In the event your product you purchase has missing or damaged parts, please just go ahead and contact our service team. Along the way, you'll use the tools provided to assemble the product, but we do recommend having a small head Phillips screwdriver and a regular size Phillips screwdriver for a portion later on. That'll just make the assembly experience that much easier.
Okay, so here's a pro tip. This product has over 42 parts, so our recommendation is to have a table, shelf, or clean floor space to have all of your tools. I would even take it a step further as to label your bolts, your washers, and your nuts with a little sticky notes just to help you identify them easier during assembly.
Okay, so let's start with the first step. You're gonna need poles 2, 3, and 4. There's gonna be 2 number 2s and 3 and 4. What you're gonna do is take number 2 and you're gonna clip it on top of number 3, and the same will apply for number 2 right on top of number 4. See? Easy enough. Moving on to step 2. For this, you're gonna need parts labeled 5, 6, and 7. Take your 2 part 7s, these are the poles that have these nice little flat heads, and then take parts 5 and 6 that have the little wings in the middle of them, and you're gonna put those two together.
Hey team, now it's time for step 3.
What you're gonna do is take your pre-assembled poles that you had earlier. We're gonna use poles 2 and 3, and we're gonna conjoin it with poles 8 and 9. Now remember, pole 3 goes with pole 8. Let's keep it simple.
Okay, you gotta go ahead and put them together with a bolt, which is part number 18, and number 19, a washer.
And then once you get the bolt through, use another washer and a wing nut to secure it in place.
Okay, now that that's done, go ahead and repeat the same thing on the other side, except this time you're gonna be using bars 4 and 9.
All right, team, for this step, you're gonna take pole 5 and 7 and come over here on the left side, and we're gonna put it together with side 8. Now, it's got the wingtip. You wanna make sure that it's orientated up and not down. Up over here on the left side, and it's gonna go in the hole right above the wingtip. So you're gonna take your bolt 18 along with the washer and go through part 8 and through part 5, and then once you get out to the other side, go ahead and secure it in place. Now, you should have something that looks like this. Great work, team. Now it's time to add a little stability with step 6. You'll need a rod labeled 10 and 2 24 bolts with 2 number 19 washers and 2 number 17 wing nuts. Simply attach them to part 2. Place the 2 24 bolts inward with the 19 washers on both sides like this, and using a number 17 wing nut to secure it in place. Okay, step 7. You're gonna leave the poles labeled 11, 12, 13, and 14. What you're gonna simply do is interlock 12 to 13 and 11 to 13. And once you have those connected, you're just gonna take 14 and interlock it to 13.
You wanna make sure that when you interlock 14 that the sticker is facing up. You see the sticker right here.
Now pay close attention to this portion. This will allow you to be able to store your arcade when not in use. You'll need to orient part 12 on the left side. Next, take your bolt 18 along with the washer from part 23, your locking pin, and insert it through the main hole of part 5, like this. Next, take part 25, the black washer, and place it around your bolt, and then align part 12 with the wings on part 5 and use the wing nut to secure your bolt in place. Then use your locking pin in the lower holes of part 12 to secure this in its position. Okay guys, step number 9.
We've already completed the frame, so you should be so proud of yourself because we're already halfway done at this point. So good job. Now, let's move on to the backboard and the rims. For this portion, we're gonna need number 31, the black brace, along with the rims, part number 34, and the backboard, part number 33.
You'll also need parts 39, which is the paddle sensor, in addition to 16 of the part 28 bolts. It's the little guys in the package. You'll also need 16 of the wing nuts, part number 17, and 16 of part 20, the locking washers as well. Now this part is pretty straightforward. You need to orient your rim and paddle sensors correctly. Line them up with part 31, the black brace, on the back side of the backboard. Then insert part 28, the little guys, into the appropriate pre-drilled holes, and using the locking nuts, part 20, along with the wiring nuts to secure them in place. Okay, if you're a lone wolf in this situation, the easiest way to set this up is to take the backboard, lay it straight down onto the open surface, go ahead and grab 2 bolts and throw them into the back of the rim, grab your back plate, and what you're gonna do is go ahead and put these in, grab the back plate, and then you're gonna go ahead and attach these 2 bolts with your wire nut. That way the back plate doesn't fall off, neither does the rim, and you're able to secure everything in its place. So when attaching your paddle with sensor, ensure that you're pulling the connector wire through the backboard before you secure it. Now remember that Phillips screwdriver I told you about earlier? Now it's a handy time to put it to work. Because there's tight congested areas here underneath the rim, you're going to be able to take this in there, attach it to the screw head, and then be able to tighten it down with your wing nuts.
All right, so it looks like we're ready for step number 10. We're gonna need parts number 26, number 32, and number 35 out of your box. And part number 35 is gonna be taped to the inside of your hardware box, so keep an eye out for that. This one is one of the simple steps again. What you wanna do is lay your backboard face down with the rim hanging off the table. Then you wanna take the face part, which is number 26, on the face part of your backboard, and then you want to place number 32 on the back.
Then this is the additional tip we provided earlier. Since the screwdriver provided is kind of wide, having the long screwdriver Phillips head makes this portion that much better. Okay, step 11. We're going to go ahead and finalize the backboard of the rim, and then we're going to finish up. You're going to need 2 of the part number 1s from out of your box. You're going to need 2 of the number 15 hooks, 2 of the number 17 wing nuts, 2 of the number 19 washers, 2 of the number 18 long bolts, and 2 of the number 42 washers. The washers are located inside of your hardware box, and they're actually clear. So go ahead and grab those. From the front of your backboard, take the number 18 bolt with a number 19 regular washer on it first, and then put a number 42 clear washer on top of that. And then place it through the backboard and through the rod number 1 as well, securing it with a number 15 hook and a number 17 wing nut on the back. Repeat the step for both sides. Remember, the clear washer should fit right inside of the backboard like a glove. Also, keep the hook on the back orientated up like this.
Hey guys, it's time for step 12. There's a few more steps until game time. Go ahead and grab some help if possible. So what you want to do is, for this next step, is grab your number 1s and put them on top of the number 2 bars up here. So let's get that out of the way. Now be careful guys, this is going to be a little bit wobbly until we put on the next couple of bolts. So what we're going to do to fasten this is you're going to need 2 number 15 hooks, 2 number 17 wing nuts, 2 number 19 washers, 2 number 18 long bolts, and 2 of the number 42 clear washers.
Simply arrange the bolt just like last time. First the bolt, then a regular washer, then the clear washer, and then you place that through the lower portion of the backboard, out through the back of the rod, and secure it with a hook and a wing nut. Okay, step 13 is a breeze. All we need are the nets, with the larger end at the top. What you want to do is take the large loop and insert it through the net hook, and put the net loop down around the center of the net hook. Make sure it's smooth. It should look just like this. Repeat this step all the way from left to right until you're all done.
All right, it's time for step number 14. We're gonna attach the return ramp, and which should look like this. We're gonna need part number 10, 2 more number 17 wing nuts, 2 more number 19 washers, and 2 number 24 bolts.
To keep things simple, just take part 10 and slide it through the front edge, and basically at half court if you're looking at the court. Then secure this inside of the frame, just like this. Put the number 24 bolt through part 14 here, and add a washer and a wing nut, and repeat on the other side. Alright, step 15. I can almost hear the points made. What you're going to want to do is take the elastic band that is closest to the sew-in part right here, and you're going to take it and wrap it around number 1, and take the sew-in part and adjust it over it as well. Then you should get something like that, and then take the remaining bands on the right and left side appropriately and wrap it around the hooks that are around the back. The remaining hooks can be put on wing nuts on the back of the backboard. Okay, moving on to step 16. These are our last parts. We have part 30, 37, and 38. You're going to need to attach the scoring control up on the front right here. We're going to use part 30 to secure it down. Now don't over tighten it because it could cause damage. You want it just nice and snug. And then next you're going to take line 38 and run it down the back side through the self-stick tab here underneath the ramp, and then plug it into the control outlet. Step 17, remember that small Phillips head screwdriver that we talked about? Let's go ahead and use that in order to open up the battery compartment in the back. Throw some AA batteries in there, hook up the visitor and home wires at the back as well, pump up a few balls, and now we're going to be ready to get some bucket.
All right, now before you get out of here, let's talk about some proper storage. All you need to do is pull the pin, which is number 23, that we placed in earlier. Then you'll be able to lift the frame up, and you'll be able to put it in a locking position, and you put the pin back in place. To lower it, simply do this function in reverse.
Okay, Franklin teammates, we expect high scores from you and wish you all the best with your new Dual Hoops Rebound Pro Basketball Arcade.